Hello everybody, welcome. Today we have a few things going on. Let's just watch the video
Here
and
we
go
are.
for
We
it.
have the fourth biggest supply of oil, yet we must import 179 million barrels of foreign oil every year because
What's
of the
up with
liberal
that,
Northern
bro?
Pipelines Act, which is still law today. We're the fifth biggest supplier of natural gas, but we can't export a single cubic foot of it overseas because we don't have a single liquefaction facility.
So, from my understanding, this is a similar situation America is in. We have these laws that keep us from, refining our own oil that we are drilling on our own land, resulting in us needing to do trades with countries like Canada, Saudi Arabia, any, of our oil producing counterparts. Wherever we get our oil, we have to have it refined at those locations. That's why we're buying it from them. So what we're essentially seeing here is Canada's like, all right, you're doing a tariff war against us. Well, we don't give a crap anymore. We're going to do what you're trying to do, be self-sufficient. So it just looks like every country is following America's footsteps yet again, even with, the economic stability of things. We have Canada doing a mirror image of what we have Trump saying he wants to do in America. We want to refine our oil here. We want to drill our oil here. We don't need Canada. Canada doesn't really need America either. They can do their refining of their oil that they are drilling on their land. And then this is where I need to continue the video.
According to Trudeau and Carney, they don't believe there is a business case for LNG plants.
So it really seems like a, cutout image of what's going on here. We have the same thing going on where we have companies and legislation that says, oh, it's not profitable to do it here. Oh, we can't do it here. So we need to, and we have to do it somewhere else. It's law now. Therefore, it's stuck in this state of limbo where the economy fluctuates. The laws don't do the fluctuation as often as the economy naturally does. Every day is different, whereas a law might take 2 years to be finalized. I don't know. How efficient is our government? Ask yourself.
We have the fewest homes per person in the G7.
Another thing that literally is a mirror image issue. We all have all of this land and we all have housing problems? What?
Even as we have 10 times as much land to build on as the second biggest country.
Exactly. They have all of this land. It's the same issue. And this is why there's a bunch of people out there that think that we live in a simulation. Why are we all experiencing the same issues at the same time when there are solutions that are available? Why? Why is it like that?
As taxes and bureaucracy block home building, leaving our youth without houses.
It all boils down to these laws that we have in place that our ancestors have put into action. And we have to deal with the repercussions and, talk to your parents about it. Be like, oh, do you think we need to do it this way? They're gonna be like, there's no other way. This is the only way. It's not the only way. It's not. And it never has been. You're just doing what your parents did. And it's a never-ending cycle and it needs to stop. It's not sufficient. It isn't sufficient. And the reason it's not sufficient is because when there's an issue with land property and who owns it and what's going on that property, as soon as there's an issue, who's in the way? Big government. Big effing government is in the way and they're here to screw it all up for you, okay? It's insufficient for many more reasons than that. The system doesn't work because for our population to double, we're always needing a plot of land the size of Texas to keep it going. And it results and it always will into conflict, economic turmoil, or somebody that owns a bank is going to get upset. And then there's going to be a fight. And then they're going to start, digging into their history box like, oh, was this land ours? Was there an agreement made? Oh, that agreement was made 200 years ago. It's not valid anymore. Okay, well, why is anything written in law valid anymore? Because what you're giving me is a no.
Trump has said many times on the campaign trail that he would not touch entitlements like Social Security or Medicare, which
is most of the federal spending is entitlements. So that's the big one to eliminate.
So you're going to go cancel out a whole bunch of crap in the Social Security network and you don't even know what you're cutting out. You're just like, oh, they take a lot of the money, so we just need to cancel it. We're just going to cancel it.
That's the sort of $500 billion, maybe 700 billion a year. That is also a mechanism by which the Democrats attract and retain illegal immigrants.
From what I saw the last election, there is I don't know if you can see my hand, downfall of voters. What? We're not gaining voters. We lost. People are discouraged from voting, it seems like. It doesn't seem like it's working for the Democrats. They lost the House, they lost the Senate, they lost the presidency. Did it work? Did it work?
Essentially paying them to come here and then turning them into voters.
So, I mean, what do you make?
We're paying for them to come here and then we turn them into voters? I have yet to see anything like this on the news where they have infiltrated all of these people who are immigrants that are paid for by Democrat leadership. Why are the Democrats not in jail? Have you seen Nancy Pelosi go to jail yet for funding money to the illegals? The Republicans are in office. If it was happening, why are they walking around still? Maybe it's not real. Maybe it's just all show. That's why they're not telling you a specific name. They're not telling you a specific organization. They're not telling you a specific company. Because if it was real and if it was really happening, they would be going after the company. That's what they do with everything else. They put a name on it, they title you something, and off you go.
Desire to cut entitlements. He says he wants to go after waste and fraud.
Well, he has called Social Security a Ponzi scheme.
Did you hear what he said? He said Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Right now, a lot of people rely on it. Okay. But as they are defunding it and less people are working for those companies, well, that organization, it's not really a company, but it probably could be considered one. Yeah, they have a profit motive. That's called, anywhere else that you would take somebody's money, that would be robbery. But for some reason, banks can take your money, and I'm sure I signed up for it somewhere in their long list of crap you sign up for, but they literally get to use your money. I didn't ask them to do that. And if I do want to invest my money, how much money am I actually gaining? 0.03%? Oh, I love that.
Social Security Administration, and listen, every member of the Senate, in that the calls that we get in large numbers are people who are saying, I'm trying to get a hold of Social Security, I got a disability issue.
And it's only going to get worse. So everybody who's 30 right now, in 30 years from now, when you need this help, they're going to have some AI. This is them ushering in the need for AI to take over. Could you imagine how frustrating it's going to be? You can't hear, you can't see, you can barely walk, and you're going to have to go through all these telephone prompts with the AI. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be great. You know what we should do right now? We should put laws in place that protect us from this happening. But what are we doing? The exact opposite. We're like, oh, this makes money. I wonder why it makes money. You're not helping your grandpa anymore. He's sitting at the phone for 3+ hours on the phone trying to talk to somebody about, his pain medication not being accepted. And the healthcare company, Medicaid, is like, oh, I'm doing the surgery right now. I need to harass your doctor on if the surgery is actually even needed. I think the doctor made that decision a long time ago. And then maybe they cancel your surgery. Okay, you wake up from anesthesia. They want to ask you all these questions while you're all drugged up. Okay, are they going to validate your claim now? Or did you say something while you were intoxicated? I don't know. Like, they do everything in their power to not help you. So you are screwed. Longevity of things. It's not functionable, but it's functional for them because they're making profit off of your turmoil. While you're in pain, drugged up, you signed up to something that you had no idea you were doing. They won't let you operate a vehicle, but they'll let you sign up for, an insurance plan while you're intoxicated at the doctor's office. None of this shit makes sense. Make it make sense. Because I know a lot of y'all are going to come into the comments section and be like, you're a stupid libtard. Blah, blah, blah. You don't know what's going on. And I think a lot of y'all are fake. You got no profile picture, you got a lot to say, and you got no subscribers. You make no videos, and you're just sitting here telling me what I'm going through isn't real, it's not happening. It's happening. And it's infecting a lot more than just healthcare. It's infecting insurance. It's affecting Microsoft. Try canceling your Game Pass on Xbox. Go into Microsoft and try canceling it. What if, oh, your password needs to be changed? Oh no, you don't have the correct information anymore. Good luck getting that email back through Microsoft. And then everything that you paid for, oh, it's all gone. Now you gotta rebuy it because you don't own the games anymore. You own a nothing. You own nothing. You own software temporarily for a month and then it's gone. It's not a working system. It was, and it was fun, and they got us hooked on it when we were kids, and now we're dependent on it. It's just like sugar.
There are estimates out there that tens of thousands of people with disabilities die while they're waiting for those benefits.
They're
to come
waiting.
to fruition. They apply, they're waiting. And now if you do, as Musk and others are proposing, not only 2,500 Social Security employees, they want to cut half of the Social Security employees.
So what he is saying is that, oh, all the cutting they've already done isn't enough. They want to cut more. They want to cut half of what's left. So it's going to get 2 times worse than it already is. So if I'm on the phone for 3 hours, how does all day sound? You want to be on the phone for 8 hours a day? You want that? You want that? They're closing more buildings, less workers. Oh, and the population's going up. It's probably going to get 3 times as worse. Are you kidding me?
Will be a disaster. That will mean that millions of people who will, calling up, not going to get an answer. So if you ask me, but I think there is so much chaos in the world.
Also, side note, all of these crazy ass kids that think, oh, they've been with Trump for the 10 plus years he's been relevant. They think it's okay to act the way they do. They think it's okay to throw away laws and, oh, you're different? Okay, well, F you, you're different. You don't need healthcare. I'm an American citizen. What do you mean? What do you mean I don't deserve healthcare? I wasn't asked to be born. You spoon feed me sugar before I can even collect my consciousness, and now I go outside. Everybody is overweight. Everybody is fat. Everybody is angry, and nobody can go work out. Nobody has time to go benefit from the sunlight. We all have a job to go to. Some of us have 3 jobs. Some of us have 8 jobs. Some of us have 3 companies that we're trying to start up. Health problems. A lot of them do have health problems. All the angry, obese people, that's a health problem. You think your brain is working properly? It has to work 3 times probably as hard to get all the blood to every extremity of your body. You think that you're healthy? Everybody is sick. Everybody is sick. And the government knows about it and they don't do crap about it. They just keep it going. Oh, you need to drink more alcohol. Alcohol is legal, but weed isn't. You know why? Alcohol is a sugar. It's addicting. And I'm not saying weed isn't, but obviously one's a little better than the other.
Trade war with our 2 neighbors, Canada and Mexico.
Yeah, and we're doing a trade war with Canada and Panama. And listen, Canada. I want to hear him say it again.
Wanting to take over the Panama Canal, take over
Canal?
Greenland, world neighbors, Canada and
Canada.
Mexico. You have the president.
I love Bernie. But he's right. We're starting trade wars with Canada and Panama. And I don't know. Does that sound good? Let's start fights with everybody that's near us and see how well our lives go.
Wanting to take over the Panama Canal, take over Greenland, God knows what else. Mr. Musk is now laying off or proposing to lay off hundreds of thousands of federal employees. What will that mean for Social Security?
It means it's going away, bro. It means it's going away. And what I wanted to say earlier, and I just remembered, you know how Republicans are saying this is all a Ponzi scheme? It isn't right now. But as we are calling and it's becoming, instead of 3 hours on the phone to get Medicare, now it's 6 hours. Now it's a day. Now I'm 30 years older. Now I'm old. I can't do anything. Nothing works. It will be a Ponzi scheme. And then guess who's going to be sitting there correct? The Republicans. They're not correct now, but what they're saying, and this is the trend. This is why people become Republican, because they hear, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. They're stealing your money. You're not getting anything out of it, and they're taking away your benefits while they're in office. And by the time you need it, you're left with nothing. That's what's happening. You're left with nothing. How's that going? And you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're gonna be old. You're not gonna be able to go. You're not gonna be able to do anything about it. You're gonna be attached to pain medicine because they didn't do anything about the sickness to begin with, and now you're addicted to opioids.
So I think all of those questions creates a lot of economic uncertainty.
Kingdom opened this Facebook post on March 8th, saying his daughter, Becky Burke, had been on a 4-month backpacking trip when she was detained by ICE on February 26th.
America is holding UK tourists in ICE detention centers. Okay. Not only are we trying to steal a European country's territory, Greenland, we need to always remember Canada also has a history with Europe. We all do. Becky Burke. Becky was held in a detention center at the Canadian border in Washington, the state of Washington. She was crossing the border going into Canada when Canada denied her entrance into their border from America. So she was leaving America going into the Canadian border, and they told her no. Then she went back to America, and then they had a problem with her passport as well. They had a problem with what she was doing while she was here. She was on a work visa accordingly, but she was doing some form of charity work, okay? The charity work said you have to do like 5 hours of community helping, not community service, but service helping that company, which she was doing. And I guess our country or our government took that as a form of payment. So now she's in trouble. And here she is, the issues. So now she's in jail. She seems like a biologist type of girl. She was just making little videos, adventuring, traveling, and this is what happened to her. If you're an American, do you think this is how we should treat our allies? Put them in detention centers? How did she even get here in the first place? And all of this stuff is on the internet. You knew what she was doing beforehand. Why are we throwing people in jail, in detention centers? It's probably worse than jail.
After a visa mix-up at the border.
For that mix-up has landed the young woman in an ICE detention facility in Tacoma, where she still is tonight.
So she's been there for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and there's no resolution to this. What in the world is going on? You think in all of these European countries, they got elections coming up. As we're detaining their citizens, I hope that there is a bigger population that still likes America. I hope they like us still before they start collecting our citizens that are overseas. But I'm sure we care about them, you know. I'm sure Trump will save all of them. All the smart people that are in Europe that learn different languages, that went to school, you know, all those healthcare professionals, all those doctors and nurses that went abroad, switch countries. I'm sure he's gonna save those culturally different people.
Paul Burke says his daughter's current conditions at the Northwest Detention Center are deeply concerning, and she's been there for nearly 2 weeks. They are asking for help in the States to help bring Becky back home.
It also needs to be noted that this girl, Becky, she also is a vegan. And I just know that the cops are gonna, you know, go by her kosher-like needs, where she needs a vegan diet. I'm sure they're gonna abide by her. Sure, there's gonna be some kind of, you know, kosher food provided to her. Just kidding. You know that they're not gonna do anything for her. And she's probably sitting there starving, if not already given up and is eating pork when she shouldn't be. So, yeah, if you need kosher food and you're in jail or prison or in the hands of the government, they're not going to give you the food that you need. They're not going to give you the medicine you need. They're not going to give you the attention you need. And when they start painting us all a certain type of way, you know, whatever is illegal in that season, good luck, because they're not going to abide by anything you need either. You need a wheelchair? Nah. You need clothes? No. You need a bath? No. You need heat? No. Looking at you, Texas. You need air conditioner? No. You need electricity? No. What'd you do? Oh, I ran a red light.
The cartoonist had been sharing her adventures on her Instagram account, where she stayed in Portland, then Seattle, before heading up to the Canadian border. Paul Burke says she was denied entry into Canada due to an incorrect visa, and when she tried to go back to the U.S., was refused re-entry and classified as a, quote, illegal alien.
So now she is classified as an illegal alien, and I hope her the best of luck. I heard that they don't get treated well in America. So, you know, in the big view of things, hopefully this spreads some light on what's going on in these horrible detention centers. Some of them have underground hotels, essentially. Like, I'm talking layers and layers of concrete and mountainsides underground where they're holding thousands of inmates. They're just collecting you, and nobody is on the same page. They're just collecting us like we're cattle, and they will throw you in jail for anything. If you are doing any type of charity work, any type of anything, you just need to be very, very careful, because at any time they can take anything that you're doing as payment, and then, oh, you're breaking a law. We're enforcing that now. Goodbye. I'm scared. I'm scared. Well, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure y'all like the video and make sure y'all subscribe. Anybody with a point of view that isn't mainstream, if y'all aren't supporting us, we're getting lost in the dust. So if you don't like what you're being fed, everybody is sick. Okay, look outside. Everybody is upset. Everybody is ingesting sugar, and the state is collecting us like we're little piggies at a pig farm. And we got to get it together, guys. If we don't get it together in this, next 30 years, we are on the path to a dystopia that is worse than any kind of book you've ever read. Because that book, if it's worse than what's going to happen to us, it's one of those books that were thrown in the fire when they were doing the book burning. If they're book burning, there is a problem. So, like the video, subscribe. I'm out of here. I'll probably be back relatively soon. I have a feeling some crazy stuff's going to start happening. So, yeah, y'all like the video. I'll see y'all again.